Hello guys, once again it's Matt and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons, subscribe. We're trying to hit 15,000 subscribers until the end of the year. And yeah, let's get into it. So apparently it was confirmed by Grom Voni, which is basically one of the community managers that deal with the store of the Gaijin store, right? And basically he's confirmed that it's not the J35J that it's actually coming. It is the Finnish J35XS, which is a bit different, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it because there is a little bit of some changes on it, and it's very fun that they're actually adding this version. It is a version built inside Finland with kits, with those kits that the country bought, and together with a manufacturer from their own country, they can actually mount the aircraft inside the country, right? So it was built by a company called Valmet in Finland, and 12 of these were built. And what is exactly the J35XS? So it is basically a J35F for export. So the idea here is that the X means export, and the S is for Suomi, or I don't know how do I say this exactly, but Finland, right? So it's the Finnish export version of the J35. It is, as I said, based on the J35F. So we already can see that compared to the J35D that we already have in game, it will have basically the same engine and a very, very similar performance. There is a little bit of a difference though. The radar. So the radar was a little bit more advanced, which all the Fs already had, the Js. Some avionics, some internal systems of the aircraft will be different. But the main difference is the weight, okay? So it is a little bit heavier than the D variant, around 150 kilograms heavier. Which means that it is going to be a little bit less maneuverable. I mean, 150 kilograms is not that much, but still we have one thing to consider as well. Another difference that this aircraft has to the D, for example, is that some sources claim that the aircraft only had one cannon because some of the Fs already had one cannon, the Js and other variants of the Draken, right? But there is one source that I found from airvectors.net. I don't know how true this is, but there it says that it has another Aiden cannon, so a twin Aiden cannon. So I don't know. It can have two cannons, but it can have one. We will have to wait and see to actually know what variant this is, right? So yeah, it was used by the Finnish Air Force as both an interceptor and a bomber, so it will be able to carry the normal amounts of missiles that it had. There is one thing though that it's kind of weird. So on the files of the dev server, it was found that this new J35, which is going to be the variant made for premium, as a premium, right, for the rank 7, he had 6 A9s, and I couldn't confirm if he actually had the ability to carry 6 missiles. Normally, they only say about 2 of them. So it is weird. Maybe they decided to add the J35J, and then in the middle there, they just forgot about this, abandoned this idea and went for the Finnish XS version. So I really don't understand what is happening, but it is not in the game, so I mean everything is open to anything right now, so we don't know exactly, right? So there's many things that are kind of unknown for now. So the radar performance should be a little bit better, but it should be a little bit heavier. Some sources claim that it has one cannon, some other sources claim it could carry 2 cannons. So not too much to say. Even the missiles, some sources say that it can carry 4 missiles, but in the game, in the files, it had the ability to carry 6. So we really don't know anything about it, right? Obviously, we have probably the possibility of using IRST, if I'm not mistaken, because these aircraft can actually use different types of missiles. So let's talk a little bit about the main armaments of the aircraft. Obviously, the first one is the canal itself. It can carry the, technically, I mean, the RB324, which was renamed as the RB24, which is the AIM-9B, right? So we can carry that. It could carry the RB24J, which is the AIM-9J, right, as well. But then it has some different ammos. So yeah, for example, the RB28, which is the AIM-4D, which is the Falcon missile, modified better than the AIM-9H version for Sweden, but I don't know if this is correct or not. But even with that, different missile, the Falcon, right? It should be a lot worse than the AIM-9J if it's the radar, the IR seeker, but there are some variants of it used with radar guided as well. So this would mean that these aircraft can actually do kind of a BVR situation, right? Other weapons are the RB27, which is the AIM-26B, which is also another Falcon, if I'm not mistaken, missile. So yeah, very, very interesting. And I don't know if it's going to be added right now, but we shall see the AIM-4 anyway in the game. There's many aircraft that could carry, so yeah, that would be very, very cool. Another missile that these aircraft can actually have and used in Finnish service is the R13M as well. So very, very interesting that they bought basically the R13Ms from the Soviets, right? Together with PMP-1s, MiG-21s, T-72s, small arms, anti-air equipment, missiles, and other equipment. I mean, they used a lot of Soviet-made weapon systems. So yeah, it's not very surprising that they would use the R13M, right? So yeah, very, very cool. I don't know about the R60 or the R13M1, but we know for sure the R13M, which is the first variant, turns a little bit worse, right? Another thing is the flares as well. You can see some pictures. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this to you, but I will try to find some pictures of it. It can carry a flare pod on the empennage, basically, right on the tail of the aircraft, right? And it could carry basically 12 of them, 6 on each side, which would be another confirmation that this is actually the variant that the Swedish are getting, because in the game, in the files, in the dev files, right, he had the 12 flares. So it's another kind of confirmation that this is probably the variant. I mean, not that the other versions of the Draken cannot use this, but still, it's very, very interesting to see that. So it is going to be a very good Draken, I think, as a premium. It's going to be interesting. Depends on the BR that it gets. Probably a little bit heavier, but better radar, IRST, and more weapon choices as well. Using the AIM-9J and the R13M in the same aircraft will be a very interesting concept. We never had that, so yeah, that would be very, very fun and weird even. So yeah. But anyway, basically this is it, guys, for the Finnish J35XS. Apparently it's confirmed, and remember, this one together with the F4 coming for Japan are not going to be in pre-order, so you're going to have to wait until the day of the release of the video to actually check that out, okay? Make sure to subscribe, guys. I try to hit 15K until the end of the year, and I see you guys on the next one. So bye, guys. See ya. Subscribe.